may not do it because it's not in her best interest, right? A woman might not do it because her reputation she wants to keep intact. That's a fair reason. She knows that if she's too much of a whore, she won't get married. But that's all off the table. Women have OnlyFans and are getting married. Women are porn stars and they're getting married. Women can be 50 and get married. I mean, guys, that's gone. That is gone. So in the past, women had incentives to keep them virgins, but it wasn't like women didn't want to be. I mean, guys, women fought 100 years of nagging. They nagged men for 100 years to be whores. They could have nagged men. They could have nagged men for anything. It probably would have happened. They could have said, "Men, we want world peace. We want world peace. Please give us world peace. Please, I'm begging you. I just want the world to be peaceful. No wars." And I bet it would have happened. But women said, "Men, I want to be able to have sex unprotected. I want him to finish in me, and I want to not get pregnant. Please, we want this. Please, oh, please, oh, please." And the men were like, "Oh, fine. Here's your birth control." And then the women said, "I can't be with this ugly guy. I can't. I need a guy who makes me tingle. I can't settle. I could be fat and in debt, but I cannot settle." And the man said, "Fine, you can divorce your husbands. Just shut up. Just shut up. Please shut up." And then the woman that wasn't enough. "I don't want to have kids with this guy that's ugly. I don't want to do it. Please, oh please, oh please, let me have an abortion, please." And the men said, "Oh, really? Really? You guys want to kill you want to abort your children?" And the women said, "Yes, yes, please. Please, oh please, oh please. I'm begging you." And the men said, "Oh, fine. 3 months. We'll give you guys 3 months to abort your kids." "We'll give you 3 months." And the women said, "That is not enough. That is not enough. I want more time." And the men said, "Really? You can't figure out if you're pregnant in 3 months?" And the men are like, 6. Is that enough? And the women said, "No. I want to wait till that kid is damn near born." The men were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. Fine, fine, fine." So, it's easy to say should, but all women have this inclination to some extent. All women want to be with the guy she can be a whore for. But unfortunately, conservative men, they shoot themselves in the foot. That's why I say, in a way, the liberal men are less cucked than conservative men. Because the conservative men, and I always bring up this example, but it's a perfect example. It's a perfect example. Who is more cucked, Steven Crowder or Destiny? Crowder got robbed. He got his reputation destroyed. Not really because he's a nice person, but he got his reputation destroyed. He got robbed. He had a virgin trad wife. But he was dumb enough to believe a 27-year-old. Do you know what I mean? No offense, Crowder. We love you, Crowder. I was on your team in this awful divorce. But in a way, you cucked yourself, right? Where Destiny comes in and said, "Yeah, do you know what? My wife is a whore. She's going to go be a whore. I'm going to enjoy this relationship while it lasts, and I'm going to go be a whore too." I put him higher.
What's up, Lucas? How's it going, pal?
But I would argue
you like this game?
That Crowder was more cucked in that situation.
Make sure you like the video.
I would die on the hill. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Am I contradicting myself here? I don't think I'm contradicting myself by saying women.
Good, I'm glad you like it, pal. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm very excited to tell you that, I'm gonna get a new arcade machine.
So
I got maybe another 6 weeks to go. They gotta build it.
Until marriage,
You know what I'm
are
saying?
either
Tell all your
lying,
friends about that.
bitchy, naggy, or there's something seriously wrong with them. That's been my, or they get so much clout and they take so much status off of being a
There we
virgin
go.
that they get these big egos and it's game over too. Because remember, virginity, we got to get rid of this idea that somehow virgin women are somehow more moral people. Now, maybe you could argue they're more moral than, say, the OnlyFans models. But just because you're a virgin, all a virgin is doing is not.
What's up, guys?
And the men too,
Like the video? Oh.
they signal purity or like they're good people because they don't sleep around. But it's like you're just not doing something. It's not being kind. It's not being considerate.
Pokemon? Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I'll
see about that.
It's just not partaking. You know, I'll give you an example. Okay. I'm trying to think of some of my worst traits here. I don't know how much I want to tell on myself today. I can be a bit anxious, and as a person, I'm kind of fidgety. I talk too much. I'm not always considerate when. There's just times in my life where I wish I was a better person, right? But I've never done drugs. I could get too emotional. I'm an emotional person, so sometimes that gets me in trouble. But I've never done drugs. I've never done Molly, Percocet, any drug. I mean, I don't really. I guess weed. I don't know if I should be doing that on the internet, but like once or twice. But I've never really been into that either, right? Damn it! I said it on camera. It's too late. It is what it is. But you guys see what I'm saying? Like, I'm impatient. Actually, that's probably my worst trait. I'm not a patient person. I'm not. Oh, and I get so annoyed when things take forever. On one end, it's fueled me because I think it's actually driven me to like achieve things because I get so annoyed that things aren't happening, but I just keep trying to make it happen. But at the same time, the slow and steady wins the race thing. You know what? When I've ever gotten good at something, it's been I got obsessed with this for a year and I got good at it. That's how I get good at things. But I'm also kind of like I can be fooled easily. So, like I just think I think I could see myself getting put into like a cult or something. I could just see it working on me.
Oh no.
Or I don't know, maybe whatever, it doesn't matter. But it doesn't make me a better person, more moral. It just means I don't do drugs. Do you know what I mean? Now, there are some bad habits that you might pick up if you're a druggie, right? This time there are some terrible habits you'll probably pick up if you're too much of a whore. But too often women rely on like having a low body count or virginity as a way to signal virtue. And it's really just not doing something that nobody really should know about anyways. Like, I don't know why we're talking about it. Now, this is not me saying to be a whore. And to be honest, guys, I just don't really see virgins taking the men that women want. So I know what you're saying. This is like a Pearl's like jealous or whatever. I think I'm more jealous of Bonnie Blue, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't want to take 1,000. That's a lot. But I mean, that chick. I mean, hell, she's living in like a penthouse in London. All she's got to do is have sex. I'm like, that's pretty. I mean, I personally, I could never be comfortable with that. But it's a joke. Please don't take that too seriously. All right. So the challenge is the virgin women today have way more power and options than the virgin women of yesterday. So we cannot reasonably expect them to make the same choices as the virgin women of yesterday. We literally can't. Because before it was like you're excommunicated from your community. You could never, you're going to be looked at like a prostitute. I mean, I'm speculating here. Where now, I mean, women can make a divorce brand. Women can literally make money and build an online following of divorce. Now, the next comment I got was that virgins can pair bond and non-virgins cannot. Now, I have to look back at my personal experience. Now, you have to understand that I do have a lot of enemies, and I try to be respectful in what I share. But while I would say for me that was a very bonding experience, I cannot say that was the majority of what I saw with women when I was younger. In fact, I was shocked by how little it meant to women when I was younger. I was actually shocked. And I'm going to change these stories a little bit. Not that any of you would know who I'm talking about, but I'm going to list some ways that I knew women lost it and what happened. There was one woman I know. She lost it at a party to a guy she never saw again, and she did not care. She just kind of wanted to get it over with so she could join in on the fun. Another woman I know, she did lose it to a Chad, and she did like that Chad for like a year. Then she banged like 20 dudes, met her husband. He was number 20. She got out of the game at like 22, married, kids. Another woman I knew had a high school boyfriend, lost her virginity to. And I remember her explicitly telling me she didn't really understand why women were so attached, right? She was like, I just dumped him when I went to college. I didn't really care. Or I dumped him for this next guy. It didn't really matter to me. And this was a common theme. A lot of women I saw, they didn't really care. Now, what I saw, the patterns, actually it was more based on women's looks level. Hot women didn't care as much because they had more choice. Mid women tended to care more. But not all, and even as I'm saying this, I'm still thinking of women that I knew that definitely contradicted this. But still, I would say broad brush strokes, right? So the virgins of today are not the virgins of yesterday, because the virgins of yesterday did not have access to social media. The reason I'm saying this, it's not to be a downer. I'm not saying that the world should be this way. But if virginity was so bonding, women would stay with the men they lost their virginities to. And what I see more often is from the women with the most choice, a starter high school boyfriend, slut phase in college, starter college boyfriend, graduate, city boyfriend. At one point, the women opt out. How early, how slutty do they get in each phase? It depends.
I have struggled with my weight since childhood. Diet and exercise was extremely difficult, leaving me sore and sliding backwards. I've lost a total of 20 pounds so far. After 3 months, I've lost about 16, 17 pounds.
What? I just blocked him.
I've been able to lose in a really long time. It's made me feel a lot more confident and do things that I enjoy. I don't get out of breath anymore doing normal activities like I did when I was around 200 pounds.
Weight Loss by Hers offers access to compounded GLP-1 injections. Simple, all-in pricing. Ongoing care included at no extra cost. Free shipping right to your door if prescribed. Through Hers, your weight loss plan is personalized to your goals. Plus, you get access to unlimited messaging with a licensed medical provider. No insurance required, no in-person visits, 100% online. Take the free assessment to get started today.
Fuck this bitch, shut up.
Online. I would not say describe. I'm really not a jealous person. They say I'm a bitter person. I'm usually in a pretty good mood, you know what I mean? But there are negative adjectives that I would agree. They used to say you don't have enough life experience, and I would say that was true. I think when I started, I wish I had more life experience, because some of the takes I had just weren't the best, but they get better every year. So that's all I can give you. I would say I was maybe too moralistic to start. I wish I didn't do that, but it is what it is. I gotta keep going. But the virgins I've met today, I would say in general, they're either not that attractive, they have huge egos, zero relationship skills. And I want to stress, if they're over a certain age and have not lost their virginity, it's really not because of morals, but generally because they are either very unattractive in some way, grossly overrank themselves, or just don't have access to the type of men they want. And the mids suffer the most that try to hold out, because you really, as a mid, you got to lower your price. And these churches, telling a mid to wait till marriage is like the worst advice you could give a mid. You can give a beautiful woman that advice, but a mid, yeah, right. Men are not waiting for a mid, I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? They're just not. I mean, maybe you could do an age gap and you could shoot for it, but if you want men your age, I don't see that working. I don't. All right, so stories I've heard from men, of men that have taken women's virginities. One, he took her virginity, she became a flight attendant, got a tattoo, and didn't really care after. Usually hot women have a starter boyfriend that they leave. Mid women tend to lose it to a Chad, either in a situationship or a one-night stand. Some of the mids care, some don't. Maybe it depends on the Chad. Do men with choice choose virgins? Yes, men with choice do want virgins, but they do not want virgins more than they value their freedom and ability to bang multiple women. So a lot of the guys with choice really are not going to wait till marriage, because they've really, once they've taken a few girls' virginities, they don't really think it's this like great thing that they thought it was, because some of the women were bitches after. And they kind of, it puts it into perspective. They're like, oh my gosh, what if I committed the rest of my life to this woman and she flipped a switch, you know?
Hey, you guys like the video?
Shads take a lot
Share
of
it with your
virginities.
friends.
And shads aren't going to stay with you just because you're a virgin. If you're a bitch, they'll dump you and leave you. I would argue that religious women are also more likely to call you abusive on the way out, because they're more concerned with the reputation of the life they're living. Now, I don't want to give the virgins too much smoke. Obviously, the pros is that women are more able to bond the less partners they've had.
Dude, this guy just rocked me, son.
And that is true. However, the virgins of today, the virgins of yesterday did not have social media. They didn't. So that's my monologue. We're going to do a call-in. And we're going to put Doug MPA on the line in a second. So I got to put this invite link. Invite guest. Copy this. And then I'm going to put it in the chat and on Twitter. Give me a second. Am I cooking or am I not cooking? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But the question is, what... I missed the naive, innocent Pearl a few years ago. It's been fun watching. Yeah, it's gone. This is why men like younger women, because...
Oh, he's about to rock me, son.
I have to be the annoying one, being like, yeah, that's not real. Even the men, they want to be lied to, too. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, when I started, yeah, I was very naive.
Bitch ass motherfucker. I gotcha.
Hold on, I gotta log in. So, yeah, damn it. I'm gonna do this on my phone. I know this is kind of annoying, but I forgot my password. So I gotta. So I want to know you guys' experience. So I want to know, have you guys banged virgins? What was your experience with it? I want to know if you think I'm wrong. Am I contradicting myself? Maybe I am. I'm open to, I'll take the smoke. It's fine. Gabrielle says, so guys shouldn't wait. That would be stupid in 2025. I mean, you can wait. I mean, and I'm not here to tell men how to live. I'm really, really not. But you can do whatever you want if you think I'm full of shit, But you're taking an already unfavorable deal. I wouldn't recommend it. I would not, because you're basically, the only leverage you have as a man, because you can't be in a traditional marriage in 2025. It doesn't exist. Anybody that says they are, it's cosplay. It's literally cosplay. Because in order to be in a traditional marriage, you have to be able to enforce. You have to be able to lay down, like, imagine if we had a police officer, right? And when I interact with the cop, I have to submit, right? I have to say, yes, sir, no, sir. I always, like, when they're coming up, I put my hands on the wheels to know I don't have anything. I make them feel comfortable, whatever. If they arrest me, I go. And the reason I go is because I know they have the power to ruin my life. But if you marry a woman, you're automatically giving her more power to ruin your life. The only leverage you have is women hate being cheated on. So if women know that you're going to
Son of a bitch.
if you treat her bad, that's enforcement. It's not, you might say it's immoral, but it's immoral to steal the kids, right? Making her work for a ring and saying, I'm not going to marry you if you don't do X, Y, and Z and behave, or at least I get like 10 years out of this. Now, every man has to pick his own strategy, but what the conservative